What up, everybody? In season 1 of Raising Kanan, there was a conversation between Detective Malcolm Howard and Unique, where Detective Howard tells Unique that Raquel Thomas taking over for High Post is the worst thing to happen for Queens, because there are rules to this game, and Raquel Thomas either doesn't know them or doesn't care to follow them. And this is a common theme in the Power universe. Certain characters just really slimy, grimy, snake-like characters, whatever you want to call them, but no one really follows the code of the streets all the way. If I had to pick one character who follows the code of the streets better than anybody else, it would be Tommy Egan. But you see, he has his own faults where he gets high off his own supply, which is a no-no in the game, and will get you locked up with the quickness, as we've heard about in Raising Kanan. That is why Marvin doesn't run his own stuff, and that's why he had to go to do a bid, because he was getting high off his own supply. So the only reason Tommy ain't got busted so far is probably Ghost keeping him out of jail all that time. And we seen even in Force he wasn't doing that no more. He was actually staying clean in Force, because he ain't got nobody to look out for him now, so he got to look out for his own self. And that might be why he is actually still wanting, he lived through 7 seasons already, because he don't have that bad karma coming back on him from being super slimy and grimy and snakish like some of these characters we're about to talk about and get into with Tasha St. Patrick here in a few minutes. But I want to start out with Kanan Stark's own mother, Raquel Thomas. That she has done some really snake moves. Setting people up to get arrested by the cops is definitely one of probably the biggest snake move you could do in the game. It is definitely something will get you written off, and nobody will get you blackballed. If the word in the streets gets out that you doing these type of grimy things, ain't nobody gonna mess with you, and somebody gonna put you down. So, because it's a rule to the game, you don't set people up to get arrested by the cops. But we've already seen Raquel Thomas in season 1 of Raising Kanan, how she got the inside scoop on Unique's shipment and told Detective Howard about that. This is after Detective Howard's already told Unique about how Raquel Thomas don't follow the rules of the game, and he's like, what do you want me to do with this? And she's like, I'm reporting a crime. So do police work. So he had no choice but to follow through and make that arrest. And then we seen her also set Unique up, framing him for murder, or tried to, but Kanan wasn't able to actually kill Detective Howard. But she tried setting up Unique up for murder. So that's 2 real snake-like things that Raquel Thomas has done to Unique. And I just made my last video before this was Raquel Thomas, Rock vs. Unique. Is there beef, business, or personal? Because I believe it's a personal thing between them. It's more than business, as they said in episode 2 of season 2 Raising Kanan. They said it was business, but I think it's deeper than that. I think that was just a card they were playing. So Rock trying to get her stash back, and whatever he stole everything from her. So, and him just trying to stay alive. So, and whatever move he was making there, I still don't understand really what the point was of him making that move. But anyway, she's done some snake moves. We even seen Ghost do it to Tasha in Power when she was setting up the drug business in her daycare, and she was involving Tariq in it, and Ghost found out and Ghost didn't want Tariq being involved with it, and he told her to shut it down because she didn't. He made the police report that had her daycare get basically ran up in, and it basically shut the daycare down because all the people didn't want their kids in the daycare that's getting ran up in by cops. So Ghost did that grimy move to Tasha. But Tasha, she's at least tied with Rock for the grimiest, slimiest, snakiest move character in the Power series, with what she has done to Kanan Stark, this beloved character we see in Raising Kanan, who, I mean, at this point, he seems to be a pretty good kid. I mean, yeah, he has shot at a kid, and his mom talked him into shooting his dad, and he's put out some poisonous drugs that killed some people. But he didn't know what he was doing. I mean, all these moves he's making, he's ignorant. He's doing these things just because he's ignorant, and he doesn't really know what he's doing. I think the first move he actually made that was his own move was in the last episode 6, season 2, where he attacked, beat down Freddy for robbing him. That was Kanan's one of his first real moves. The gas station move was his too. That was a smart move that him and Marvin were doing. But nonetheless, he made a lot of moves that was just out of ignorance. So, but he seems to be a pretty good kid, innocent kid. But Tasha St. Patrick, we see that she is the one who basically destroys this man's life, because he's at the top of the game. His family, I don't know what has happened with his family, but at this point, Kanan and Breeze are working together, and he's working up under Breeze as Breeze's lieutenant. Breeze being the shot caller. Kanan carrying out the orders or whatever. But he's basically at the top of the game. And Ghost and Tasha come out with a plan to make Ghost the biggest drug dealer in New York. Because that was Tasha's dream for him. Ghost had bigger dreams and other things, but Tasha's main dream in life was for Ghost to be the biggest drug dealer in New York, and for her to be his wife. So that was her plan from day one. And Kanan Stark was getting in her way, so she helped Ghost come up with a plan to send Kanan to jail. That way he would be able to get rid of Breeze, because Ghost knew if Kanan was around, he wouldn't have been able to get rid of Breeze, and Breeze was the one who was holding him back, standing in the way of his future by not changing or whatever, letting him expand whatever he was trying to do. We don't really know. It's not been made clear exactly what he was trying to do. Breeze was standing in the way of his future. Kanan wouldn't have let him do it, so he had Kanan sent to jail. And that was Tasha's move. Tasha was the one who made the police report, called the police or whatever. So that was Tasha's move. Sent Kanan away to jail for 10 years. Then once he gets back, he tried to get revenge, and he failed. He ended up killing his cousin Jukebox in the process and not really getting anything out of it. But nonetheless, his relationship with Ghost is restored, and Tommy, like I said, didn't have nothing to do with these slimy moves that Tasha was in Ghost. Well, Tasha made, really, Ghost had something to do with it, and Tariq also. But Tommy had nothing to do with any of them. So him and Kanan's relationship was never really falling off like that. So Tasha had Kanan sent back for 10 years. He gets out, and now Tariq is in trouble for killing Ray Ray. And she has Tariq frame Kanan, knowing that Kanan was gonna, basically shoot it out with the cops and die. So this girl First off, she cost the man 10 years of his life. Some of the best years of his life, in his 20s and 30s, somewhere around there. Probably like around his 30s. Cost him his entire 30s, we'll just say that. Then he gets out and gets a couple years free. And the same woman who put him in before sets him up again. So Kanan already knew what time it was. That's what, he had love for Tariq, but he spared Tariq. Because he already knew that was Tasha's move. Tariq had a vision of Kanan in one of those episodes in Ghost, and I think it was Power, and I think it was the one he killed Ghost in. And he said that other move was your mom's move. Setting me up was your mom's move. That was Tasha's move. That was Tasha's thing. Setting these police reports up. He had the gun in the trunk, just like Ghost. Put the drugs, framed him, putting the drugs in the trunk. Same move Tasha had made on him twice. Now you gotta ask yourself, is Tasha St. Patrick gonna be seen in Raising Kanan? How many seasons of Raising Kanan is there even? Can they even push off now? And will we see Ghost, Tommy, Tasha St. Patrick in Raising Kanan? And there's a theory out there. I don't believe this theory, but there's a theory people have said that Tasha St. Patrick wanted to destroy Kanan because he was actually Tariq's father, and I don't believe that's to be true. I believe Ghost is Tariq's father, but there might be a history between them for a reason why. Because you've seen how he's talked to her a couple times. He talked to her pretty boldly, even in front of Ghost. And Ghost even checked him the first time seeing him. He said, and he apologized. I've been locked in for 10 years. So he started to talk to her pretty boldly a few times. So if we get that far in Raising Kanan, we're going to see the history between Tasha St. Patrick and Kanan. It made her really want to put this man down. Is it business or personal between her and Kanan? That's another to ask yourself again. Business or personal? Because right now, just off the surface, it looks business. She's putting Ghost in position to take over. She's saving her son. That looks like all business. But using Kanan to do it, especially when Ghost and Tommy had already made a plan to set up Dre. So they had already made a plan to set up Dre, but she insisted that they take down Kanan. So we'd like to get into that history and find out. But we see Kanan Stark in Raising Kanan, but we know the person who ends up destroying his whole life is Tasha St. Patrick. Not really Ghost. Ghost helped her with the 10 years. But I think that was Tasha's plan. That sounds like Tasha's plan. Her and Rock are a lot alike. Like she might be Rock's other niece or something. Like she learned the game from Rock.